Bless up everyone and welcome back to CBC, Caribbean Black Community, the channel that discuss all things Black, all things Caribbean, from not just locally in the Caribbean but also the diaspora. But today I want to discuss some interesting facts about the great Marcus Garvey, with his birthday recently passed, which is the 17th of August. The man was born on the 17th of August in 1887 in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica. So let's get into this, shall we? So as I said, it's going to be some interesting facts, and just to celebrate the birthday of the great Marcus Garvey, I'm going to start with give you about 10 interesting facts. I've seen this recently, and some of them I didn't know. Well, some of them I did know. But one, Marcus Garvey's parents, Marcus Garvey Sr., and is a stone mason, and Sarah Jane Richards, which was his mom, she was a domestic worker. And the fact that they had 11 children, I wasn't aware of that. However, out of those 11 children, only Marcus Garvey and his older sister, Indiana, lived to adulthood, with the other 9 siblings dying in early childhood. Common thing at that time in Jamaica, because I know that my great grandma, she had 13 kids, and it's only about 5 or 6 of them I always hear people talking about. So I think that was a common thing back in the day. That's one of the reasons why people had loads of kids back then. Not just to help with the farming and everything, but also they might not live to adulthood. But that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that. His parents had 11 kids and only 2 that live until they're adults. Number 2, Marcus Garvey attended elementary school in Jamaica until the age of 14 and was thereafter instructed privately by tutors. So as a young man, he had a talent for public speaking. Well, I was aware of that as well. But that's number 2. Number 3 is that as a teen, Marcus Garvey migrated from St. Anne's to Kingston, where he worked as a printer and became involved in politics and trade unionism, leading to a major print workers' strike in 1908. Yeah, that I was aware of as well. But that's number 3. Number 4, he published the short-lived political magazine, The Watchman, inspired by George William Gordon's historical paper, and it's folded, though it basically stopped being printed after 3 issues. Yes, I was aware of that he started a political magazine in Jamaica called The Watchman. And number 5, Garvey's traveled internationally. He observed the poor living condition and victimization of Black people in the region, compelling him to empower Black people, empowered people from African descent. Obviously, that's his whole thing. So yes, I was aware of that. That's number 5. And number 6, on Emancipation Day in 1914 in Jamaica, he launched the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA, and encouraging self-government for Black people worldwide, self-help, economic projects, and protests against racial discrimination. Obviously, this was the start of his whole thing. So yes, so big up the big man for all his contribution. Number 7, The first UNIA division was formed in New York in May 1917, and within a month it had 2 million members across the US. And by 1920, there were 111 chapters in 40 countries around the world. But just imagine that in 1917, 1920, within that, in the early 1900s, he had that big of a movement, and up to this day, the movement is still growing. In my opinion, though, this movement should have been a lot bigger. And why we haven't made a Marcus Garvey movie yet? Come on, man! That story need to be more out there. But yeah, that's number 7. Number 8, Garvey launched the UNIA Black Star Line steamship or corporation in New York in 1919, aimed at establishing an efficient mode of transportation, communication, and trade among Black people globally, while enhancing the image and pride of Black people. Yes, that's, as I said, this is one of his main achievements as well. So I just wish this movement did just carry on growing a bit more organized and even bigger than what it is now. But obviously there's a lot of fight that it got from the system, hence why he was deported and treated how they were treated by the US. And number 9, Garvey had a numerous of enemies, including the FBI director J. Hoover, and fellow Black leaders who opposed Garvey separatism and repatriation efforts. They basically organized Garvey must go campaign and to have the Jamaican deported, as I explained in the previous earlier. Yeah, this movement should have been so much bigger, but obviously they get fight from the US government, and I wasn't aware that he got fight from other black groups in America, but that's not surprising, knowing that he was an immigrant. They're trying to fight for their rights in America, but it is what it is. And number 10, finally, Garvey was twice married. His and his first wife, Amy Ashwood Garvey, divorced. After 3 years of marriage, he and his second wife, Amy Jakes Garvey, had 2 sons, Marcus Garvey Jr. and Julius Winter Garvey. Julius Garvey is the one that I'm more aware of. He's a bit more public. But yeah, I knew he was married twice before. But yeah, the funny thing about this though, I wasn't aware that the both wives' name was Amy. First name was Amy. But hey, you probably like Amy's. But yeah, but that's it for the 10 interesting facts about Marcus Garvey. I'm not sure if you knew all 10 of them. I didn't know about 2 or 3 of them before. But yeah, I just thought I would have shared this just to celebrate the big man birthday. But big up Garvey, Jamaica's first national hero, and you've done so much in trying to unify Black people just across the world. I just wish his message was amplified more though, especially in current day climate where Black people across the world is so divided. But thank you for tuning in, and bless upon yourself. CBC, Black Caribbean Community. So that's what it is. Bless up.